So, looking for a roof rack for your full-size pickup, or maybe even a smaller pickup like a Tacoma. Uh, you know, when we first started to build out our truck, that was something that you know I didn't see it too often until I started looking into this whole community in the overlanding uh, era or group. I should say, but I didn't really know too much about it. So I started doing research, and like I said, you know, seeing pickups all over the place, I didn't really see too many trucks, full size pickup trucks with roof racks. I saw a lot with bed racks, but of course, now being in this community, of course, I see them everywhere now. But I wasn't too sure, what brand to go with. But also with that, I didn't know. Well, looks for me is a pretty big deal. I want something that looks good and kind of goes with the flow. I had someone walking by with their dogs, and my neighbor's dog is a constant barker. So you're going to be hearing that guy for a while. But when looking at the roof racks, I wanted something that looked good, but is also functional, and you can add to it, and just basically be a modular type roof rack. And so the more I looked at a lot of them, I didn't quite like the way they looked on our truck. And we have a 21 GMC Sierra AT4, and so I came across a couple of them, and the one we ended up going with was called the Overland Ruff Rack, which is spelled out, I think, RUFF. And I think he's out in California. Sam, I don't know if he sold the company to somebody else, but I'm pretty sure he still owns it. But great guy. Some of the things about it, I'll get into that. But there's some pros and cons to the rack. But it's freaking awesome. I love it, but there are some drawbacks to it. And now today, it's been a little over, I want to say it's almost about a year and a half since we've had it. Would I go the same route? I don't think I would. If I did go the same route, I'd do the matching bed rack to go with it. Because we currently have the extrusion Overland bed rack, and I like extrusion Overland. I don't like their ship time. We've had so many things go wrong with that company, shipping us the wrong things, not getting all of our order. Great product, but the whole shipping and some of the order processing, not a fan of. But the roof rack from Overland Ruff Rax, it looks great. It's just there's some things that I would probably do differently. So I'm going to kind of show it to you and kind of go over some of the pros and cons to it, and let you guys decide. Okay, so here's the roof rack front view. Let me try to get out of the sun here. So a front view there. So when you purchase this, you have a couple options on what type of light bar. I think you can do Baja Designs, and this ridge is the DAP series, and it's basically that front fascia is cut out and molded to fit whichever light bar you go with. I went with the rigid adapt. So yeah, that light bar is awesome. Love the light bar. Ended up having to do a warranty on it because condensation built up in it after I think like 3 months. But besides that, it's been great. So you can have it to where you don't have a light bar. You can do the Baja Designs or the rigid. And when it came, it was really simple to put together. Once you start putting all the pieces in and just starting to cinch up, it just bolts right in together perfectly. It just all came right together, and just like anything else, but there's other products we've had that you start putting it together and it just doesn't fit right, but it definitely did really well. So one thing I am going to show you that I'll have to go on the other side. Actually, I think I can find them, but the extrusions on this roof rack, the T-nuts, it's not your typical, it's not like the extrusion bed rack. So he doesn't have actual T-nuts, and you can see them on that other side, but I'm going to go in my garage and show you what they send you. So this is one drawback to this roof rack that it drives me nuts. So the T-nuts, it's not your typical T-nut. So this is how you would attach mounting hardware, or just, you know, roof, if you're gonna add a cargo box or, you know, ski rack or whatever onto this bed rack. This is what you have to use, and you're not bad. I mean, it's okay, but the way Extrusion Overland does it, you know, they have the T-nuts that go in, and it makes it real simple, real easy, so you don't have to have a notch, you know, in here to make it work. So with this bed rack, or with this roof rack, you don't have a way to get this in there. And you can see on this extrusion and on that back one, I haven't even taken those ones out yet because I had my cargo boxes on here, because it's a pain in the ass. So in order to do it, you got to unloosen your crossbars and enough to where either it comes all the way up and comes out, and slide them in. Sometimes you can just loosen them up and it'll move enough to where you can slide it in there, but there's no way for this to get in there. So piss poor design, you know, what a pain in the ass. I mean, so that's a drawback. We also had to install the Thule rails on this truck in order for this roof rack to work, which is not a big deal, you know, but the rack alone I think was about $2,000, and then add in the Thule rails, which is another couple $100, and then installing them, which is a pain in the butt. You know, the roof, or the lights, those couple thousand, I think those were like $3,000. I mean, so just in the roof rack alone, you know, you're almost at $5,000. You know, not including the lights, the handles. You know, so a bit pricey, but I like it. But the ease of use is not that great. So you want to plan out what you're going to mount, and hopefully, you know, that's the way it's going to be for a while. So like right now we're redoing the rack and kind of situating some things, but overall I like the rack. I like the look of it. I don't like the ease of use for mounting things, you know, whereas with Extrusion Overland, their bed rack makes it real simple, real easy. So, you know, if I were to do it again, you know, I probably would, you know, see if I could get the extrusions here to match what Extrusion Overland uses. But, you know, kind of frustrating especially when you spend that kind of money, and especially like when you hear them talking on videos, and oh, it's so modular and easy and adapts to, you know, what you want to do, real simple, just mount. It's not that simple. I mean, Yeah, it is by unscrewing these, but if you're changing your your setup, frequently, it's kind of a pain in the ass. But besides these, I like it. It's a great rack. It looks good. I get a lot of compliments on it. People ask me about it all the time. I am currently in another project to where I'm replacing all the hardware with titanium. So you can see here, titanium. So I'm actually going to replace all of these with titanium. Why? I mean, some of them have rusted out, got some corrosion on them already. So that's just my, this is something I want to do. But these lights are amber by GG Lighting. I think they're, gosh, you can get them on sale. Sometimes I think it's 25 bucks a pop sometimes. So I can't remember. I ended up buying quite a few of them because I'm going to use them on our trailer too. But then the Agency 6 handles, these we're actually going to be replacing. We're going to go with a bronze color. So we'll be replacing these. But that's it. Like I said, overall, it's a cool rack. It's great. Is it really functional, as compared to some of these other ones? Not so much. But it's definitely a lot more functional than our Jeep roof rack. The tubular design is a horrible design. It looks cool, it's great, but it's a pain in the ass. But other than that, yeah, it's, like I said, overall this rack it's done well. We had our cargo cases up here. We did have another awning on this side. Over there we have our step ladder. Doesn't make a lot of noise. There's no rattling except for those T-nuts that are in there right now that I haven't taken out. But yeah, it's great. So Overland Ruff Rax, Sam's the owner, and I think he's out of California. I think this is called the Stealth, I believe. But here they go again. So depending on what you're looking for in a roof rack, maybe the Overland Ruff Rax is good for you, maybe it's not. Again, the ease of use to mounting things, not so easy. But some people, once you have your setup done, you don't have to worry about it, and that's great. But for us, we're moving things around quite a bit, trying to figure out exactly how we want things, mainly because during the summer this truck is used to pull a boat, and then in the winter time we're using it to go camping, skiing, snowboarding, that sort of thing. So things change. We want to be able to mount things differently. So for us it's kind of a pain, but other than that, is it worth the, what is it, $2,000 for just the rack? It just depends. But like I said, it's a great rack. I love it. I just wish it could be easier to mount things, but I think I just need to find the way I want things done on the truck and stick with it and not move it around. So part of that's probably just my fault. So, but other than that, yeah, I know we did look at, I can't remember the name of the rack, but like I said, there was a few of them that we looked at and I just didn't like the look of them on this truck. Now I've seen, I can't remember, like I said, I can't remember the name of the rack, but I've seen them on Tacomas and they looked great. But on this truck, it just didn't, it almost looked like it just didn't go with the flow of the truck, whereas this rack does. And everybody that talks to me about the rack, that's what they say too. So, but yeah, so that's the Overland Ruff Rax roof rack for the GMC Sierra AT4. And If you have questions about it, feel free to comment. You know, there's a few things I can share with you. But again, you can reach out to Sam, and I can't remember the other company that picked up his products, but yeah. If you're looking for one that's stealthy looking and, you know, gets a lot of comments, this is the one. So let me know if you have any questions.